Counting down from... Never mind. We're late enough. Here we are on Myth Brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll notice that this was not live on our Twitch, and that is my fault because I was working today, apparently. So I'm late, but we're here. Byron, it's your game. We're playing Pendragon for the first time. Very excited.
Oh yeah, we're about to roll this shit out.
Hell yeah. Forgot my cod piece, though. I'm kind of upset about that. But
yeah, sorry about that. No cod piece for you. Plate mail wasn't invented for a little while. So you're going to have to hold off on the cod piece. But yeah, welcome guys to our Pendragon game. Hopefully you've already watched the episode with David Larkins and our interview. And if not, then what are you doing here? Go watch it.
Really?
Yeah, come back when you're done watching that, because that's the most important one. And then you can see us idiots figure this game out. So if you are new to Pendragon and you've never played before, welcome. You're now part of the team, because we've never played before and we're just kind of figuring it out. If you find yourself lucky enough to be able to afford, if you sell maybe your firstborn child or something like that, you might be able to get a copy of the 5.2 rulebook, which we're using. But some of us just have to go with the shiny PDF.
Or you could just go to Australia, because I understand that they have some in the garage there. You could just go get them.
Yeah, if you are scouring eBay and stuff for a copy of the 5.2 rulebook, I tell you to stop bidding on it, because I probably am. I want to win it, so I give it to my players. So stop bidding on it. Once I get 4 more, then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so welcome to Pendragon. We don't have a fancy name for this other than King Arthur Pendragon. Most of us are barely familiar with King Arthur. You know, we watched the movies, especially that bad one with Eric Bana. That one's pretty bad. Or Charlie Hunnam, also pretty bad. You could look up In the Name of the King. Isn't that it, Jason?
Sure.
In the Name of the King? Yeah, that's with Jason Statham.
Yeah,
don't. Stop yourself. We watched the trailer. That was it.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm still wondering.
Not good whatsoever.
If he does horse tricks like the car tricks, like the horse flies sideways and runs along the wall, or
not happening. Yeah, terrible movie. So welcome. We're gonna go around the horn here and just tell me who you're playing. Of course, nobody is a knight yet as of the beginning of this session. Some of you may become a knight before the end of the day. Some of you may not ever become a knight, because you might die before the end of the day. But that's not likely. That's not likely per se today. So, Tyler, who are you playing today?
I am playing Ullo. He's a Hun man.
He's a Hun man.
Hun man. Not a hung man, a Hun man. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, a little bit of both.
Too far.
Yes. Yeah. He's archery, good at archery. Jesus Christ, words can't come out on Exactly.
All right. Awesome. So he's wearing some hard leather.
Hard leather.
And he's got lots of ponies. Bunch of ponies, but no squire.
No squire. Does it all himself. It's very energetic.
Yeah. Apparently my dog is going to bark a lot in the background today, too. So, apparently. Give me 1 second. I think he just wants out of the room.
So give me a second to sedate him. Yeah, exactly. Crack.
Edit that out.
Yeah, censored. I did find a fantastic Arthurian playlist to play in the background, so.
Good. Cool.
Doesn't always translate.
On my copyright or anything for that?
I don't know. I hope not.
I doubt it. If not, you won't get a check for the 22 cents a stream.
Yeah, no shit.
So Brent.
Watch out.
Brent, who are you playing?
My character's name is Caliard Lancaster. He is British, so very typical British. No weird Hun or Saxon stuff here happening. However, I do have in common with Tyler's characters that we both like horses.
We do.
In fact, I am betting that I am hopefully the best horseman
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it might be
that
the
could
tail.
come up.
It might be the tail.
We don't need to compare stats. We'll just see. We'll let the game decide who's the better.
Yeah, nice. I could see that coming up. Maybe I could see maybe a contest of horsemanship or something maybe there in the future.
Yes.
Right.
Who can prance their horse the prettiest or something? I don't know what knights do.
Pretty
They do that. All right, Mr. Tim.
Yes, I am playing Gerin, son of Gerard, a knight that leans towards being just and valorous, or a soon-to-be knight.
Hopefully, he's spent his life attaining this position, or training him to someday take it over when his death of his father, which was not that long ago.
True.
I believe. All right, Mr. Steve Nedley.
Hi, my name's Steve, and I'm playing a character named Beorn Trulson. He's from Denmark. Well, Skan, but yeah. So I am a really big Dane.
Big Dane. He's a great Dane.
I'll allow it. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, awesome. And do you use a sword like these other fine knights, or a bow like your little midget guy?
So my character sheet does mention a sword, but I like the idea of, and I wanted to ask you this actually. I know I should have brought this up prior to recording, but
that's fine.
Can I have that be the Danish axe?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. It does do different damage. It doesn't use as much. It doesn't do as much damage as a sword. So an axe is going to do. Well, actually, an axe does plus 1d6. So does a yeah. So yeah, actually, it does do normal damage plus 1d6. As a matter of fact.
Actually.
Yeah. It actually does. Yeah. So the problem you'll run into there is if you succeed and your opponent, or let's say your opponent succeeds and you succeed, but they your sword and the axe would cross at some point. If they beat your roll, your axe would break.
This feels like something that would have been more fun to find out in real time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
No warnings.
It would, but I'm not.
Oops.
I can only be so much of a douchebag. It's like just slightly past.
All right. Since you are silly Englishman, you don't have a shield, right? I do. I do have a shield. I have a shield and an open helm.
Knights have shields, just maybe not always.
Okay.
They might not start with one. They might have to buy one or pick one up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think the technology for piece of wood in between you and sharp thing is like new. So like, I don't think that came out at a certain point. Like, oh fuck, that's a good idea.
Knight shields were typically metal.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I've been waiting for Tyler to jump in and be like, oh yeah, my character is a total weeb and found himself a katana. And now,
Japanese steel.
Yeah. All right. And Mr. Jason Jones, who are you playing today?
Today, and hopefully for the foreseeable future, I am playing soon-to-be Sir Beardsley Allington, who is known to have a bit of a speech impediment. However, I'm great with his sword. I'm quite handsome. And I'm a bit of a bastard, if I'm being honest. Yes, so I'm Beardsley Allington. I serve Sir Roderick, Earl of Salisbury, currently a little squire from Stapleford. And I'm known for being a little on the dark side, maybe dour. If you get me to talk, there's a reason for that, because I've got that speech problem. See if I could keep that up for a long time without spitting in the microphone. Yeah.
Well, you got a pop filter for a reason.
Speech impediment. Yeah. And I think probably those who may know me well enough would know that I'm actually quite a good dancer. Quite a good dancer.
Despite the fact that it sounds like your tongue is much too big for your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be. It could be. That'll come in handy for other courtly functions, I guess.
Lady.
Yeah. So you guys are. It is a kind of a rainy summer day. Right about maybe the beginning of May, somewhere in there. The spring thaw has more than completed itself. There's not a lot of mud and so forth going around, and the Sir Roderick calls all of you to the castle at Sarum, and tells you that he would like for you to accompany Sir Larick. Sir Larick is one of Sir Roderick's household knights. He will be delivering a present to his brother-in-law, Sir Roderick's brother-in-law, Sir Gerard of Tewksbury. The travel is about 50 miles to the north. He said that there's, really no need for you guys to take your squires in waiting with you per se. You could take them with you, but they probably won't be involved in some of the bigger situations that we have. But like I said, Sir Gerard is the Earl of Tewkesbury, another little earldom to the northwest, almost at the top of the British area that was under King Uther. King Uther was killed in battle about 5 years ago. Since then, a time of anarchy has kind of come across the land. There is no one that has been designated as what they call the High King, that is in charge of all the lower kings of Britain. The Saxons have been invading in the north. King Ale, who is from Sussex, Saxon king to the south, east, has been basically gathering troops, and they fear a Saxon invasion could come at some point in the future. So the knights are keeping their skills up and gathering in force. And the only way to do that is to continue to promote knights and basically bring them there. So Sir Roderick is sending you all along with Sir Larick to deliver a present to his nephew, or I guess it would be his brother-in-law's son, was not really related to him at all, I guess. But yeah, so
that's the Sir Gerard. We're accompanying Sir Larick and Sir
Larick,
and Sir Gerard is Jared or whatever you said that is the guy that's getting the present.
Yeah, no, Sir Roderick is giving a present to Sir Gerard's son, who will be getting. It's going to be for his birthday party.
Oh, got it. Okay.
He is turning 21, and he will be knighted. And should you all represent Sir Roderick well, since it is your guys' 21st birthdays soon, or has been, this would be a prime opportunity to get knighted as well. And should you two, he looks at Ullo and Beorn, prove yourselves worthy of being considered amongst the finer English race, the Cymric race, he said, perhaps you two can attain some glory and station. You have done well as children, but your time as men will be evaluated.
English men, in fact. I wink at my Danish friend, pat him on the back, and get behind Ullo in case he swings his crazy axe.
you know I'm 4
I
foot
do.
9, right?
No, I do. Yes, I do.
He'll just cleave over top of me.
Yes, hide behind a half man. Yes.
So, how do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about, possibly going and getting some knighthood?
Sounds hot.
I'm excited for the honor that would bring.
By far my most fervent dream I could imagine, really.
Deepest of honors and a great opportunity for my squire in waiting to stack rocks. There's the big pile over there, and by the time I return, they should be on the other side of the castle. Go, boy. Don't sleep until it's done.
Can you say rocks again?
Yeah, you did the rock thing again.
Rocks.
That fog. I like it. Okay, so the travel is relatively well. The weather holds up. You guys managed to travel the 50-plus miles to Tewksbury. Not a lot really happens on the trail there. Sir Larick, of course, tests you a few times early in the morning, stuff like that, to see who is ready for battle on a moment's notice. He runs into the camp one morning, hoping to find people asleep, only to find Ullo standing on a rock, ready to go. You notice that no matter what time you wake up, Ullo always tends to be awake already. And he's normally sweating already. He's already done some sort of work. So
Dedication to physical fitness, Ullo, is astounding.
That one arm is much larger than the other.
If you don't mind, could you tell me precisely what exercises is it that you do?
Oh well, you have to teach the ponies how to let you slide off of their saddles so you don't get shot.
Is that why my horse was tired this morning? You don't have to teach my horse to do anything. It's just supposed to run.
I don't think your horse could do it.
Oh well, I mean, it's typically been my train of thought is that you don't dismount from your horse at all if you can avoid it.
Quite right. Sir, I guess it's not Sir. We just call each other by our given name, right?
Oh, you can
Quite right,
you can call me Sir. Yeah, it's guaranteed to happen. I was thinking about it, and the squires these days, they don't have the training that we had.
You are quite right about that. Mine does, though. Little Timothy. He's going to be quite strong. Or broken, one of the two.
Yes.
Or both.
One or the other, really. Not everyone has the guts to handle the hazing of preparing for knighthood. The random pretend attacks in the middle of the day.
Say, I've got to ask, does anyone know what this gift is that we're bringing?
don't.
We could look at it.
Oh, but we shouldn't, should we?
No.
Hey, we were told not to.
I mean,
let the Dane do it. They do all sorts of things they're not supposed to, don't they?
yes, we could blame it on. We could blame it on you. You don't know any better.
Yes. Blame it on the Dane.
Say that your culture, it's your culture got the better of you, really.
How many people do we have to bring to this?
So you guys are pretty much just you guys and Sir Larick.
No, I'm asking if I can bury one of these people.
Yeah.
I mean,
how many people does it really take to bring this to him?
Britain is a dangerous place. I was gonna say, Saxon raiders, they come from anywhere.
I would say, as well as Ullo is training our horses, if one of us were to die, the horse could pick up the load. I'm just kidding you, of course.
I'm not training yours.
Please train my horse.
No.
Note to self, right? write on a piece of parchment. If I pass away, Beorn did it.
Yeah.
So
I
Steve,
mean, he's very large. He probably could.
or Beorn, I'm kind of gathering here that it sounds like they're trying to make you be a little reckless, and maybe actually, kind of activate your valorous stat, to see if you're not a coward.
Sounds like
of course,
I'm not a
do it.
coward.
Oh,
No.
shit.
Or
But
do
I don't-
that.
But
So-
I honor my lord. I don't need to see this in order to carry it over there. You guys it's honorable.
So unfortunately, you do have a 13 in reckless and a 7 in prudent.
This system is an asshole. I love it.
So, but I like what you said. That loyalty to your lord, and so I would allow
Oh,
that.
so I can
to
backhand Jason's character.
well, that would come. That would come after.
You
to
might fix his
see-
list.
You might, but I would encourage you maybe to make a roll to see if Beorn is really committed to this or not. So you could roll versus your prudent of 7, or you could, like you said, invoke your passion for your loyalty to your lord, and or I would even let you use your honor. for that
Is there a
matter.
modifier if I make chicken sounds?
No,
Oh,
because he's clearly not he's clearly not cowardly.
No,
No.
I will
He's
wear
not
all of them.
afraid of doing it. He just doesn't know if it's the best fucking decision. But
No, because I'm not
really
stupid.
wants to do it though, because it's like, I'm really big.
So,
For my
Hilarious.
curiosity stat.
So rules wise, since we're
Yeah,
getting used
so-
to this, you're saying he could activate one of his passions, either loyalty,
To get a +10.
but he's gonna have to do one of those things because he's
Well,
gonna
he
have
could
to,
just roll versus a 7.
and then freak out and dive into the gift and see what it is and roll around in it if it's money or whatever. Yeah, cool. I like how you get to kind of move, like you get to interject. I love that. It's gonna be terrible.
Who's Gerin?
It makes you consider that role play perspective and like what you're saying, So, is it a jest or,
I think based on my character, I would absolutely need to invoke the Lord thing.
Okay.
Just because I'm not a rule follower. I'm not, this is the only rule that I have, which is, this is my Lord. I'm supposed to listen. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
All right.
we are best friends. So the only thing I give you a little grin and look at you, but it's like, but he didn't say not to open it.
That is fair call. So why don't you go ahead and give me a roll, Steve, to invoke your loyalty to your lord, 15 or less.
Or
4. You're strong. +10 to your roll. So now you're going to have to make that prudent to operate generally outside of the norm for Beorn, and that's going to give you a 17
Oh darn.
or less
Too
to
easy.
roll. Keeping in mind that a 20 is a failure and a critical fumble.
more?
Yep. So.
I got 19.
Oh no!
Look at the box! Do it!
He's like,
the
but
box.
you're right.
On the one hand, I do like the Lord, but on the other hand, I think it would be irresponsible to bring something. Open the fucking box.
Is there any way, Byron? Is there any way?
He's not gonna know.
I'm realizing now, like I had a hand in suggesting this, and I'm like, oh. Shit.
Yeah, you did.
Oh shit! I would.
Yeah.
I don't touch him because he doesn't like that. But I would. Wait. No, Beorn, I was kidding. Don't do that. He hangs people for things like that. Don't do it. Don't
You
do it.
open it. You open
Unfortunately,
it.
I'll open it
unfortunately, at this point. Oh, okay. I like it.
He grabs his hand and opens the box.
No.
Yeah.
I try to.
All you are witness. I have been goaded into opening this by you.
There is
I am observing. I just got to do a bio break real quick. Be right back.
Go ahead.
This could compromise our chances at knighthood. It was a joke. I swear to you. Calm down, please.
Beorn, I don't care one whip about your future, but there's not any way you're getting near that gift.
Oh yes, listen to Gerin. It's a good talk. Yes, good talk.
We have one thing to do here, which is to deliver the gift, and then to return to be knighted ourselves.
Well, and to see,
this
of
is
course.
not
I'm
happening.
gonna need you to figure out what your how convincing you are.
So I'm gathering that I see. So I see see Gerin kind of step in front of Beorn as he's about to walk over to the box that's laying on the ground around the camp. Sir Larick is off relieving himself in the woods, and so you guys thought it would be a great time to start for some shenanigans. And and so I picture Gerin as kind of stepping in front of him.
Yeah,
And,
this is just a case of being just and loyal to our Lord and watching these games go too far, but there's no way I can let this go down.
Yes, our job is to see the gift there. We and of course the safety of Sir Larick. It would be bad if Sir Larick didn't trust you, because then, one of our strongest, of course, wouldn't be able to protect him anymore. Come, Beorn. It was a joke. Noted. Danish humor.
I'm guessing we didn't open the box. How hard is the
He
box?
hasn't yet.
No, hold on, Brent. I'm about to open Garrett. Are you trying to tell me you are going to stop me from doing something I want to do?
I'm telling you there's no way you're opening that box without permission.
And you're all with him.
Well,
I'm over here. My pony needs some attending. I have to go. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna back to. I want nothing to do with fighting Beorn.
Well, I don't want anything. I'd rather not fight Beorn either, but I'm not.
It's not going to take anything, but you're stopping me from doing something you all goaded me into doing.
But
what he's doing?
Like, no, how would anyone know? We can just cover it back up. Is it? Does the box look like it's very hard to? I don't know. Close back up.
Yeah. So keep in mind, you guys are friends.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's probably not going to be like sword against axe type deal, but a little tussle, a little tussle.
I backhand him.
I would.
Oh shit! He's like, do not stand in my fucking way. All right, Tim.
In my defense, looking at my stats, looking at the character that I've created, this is not someone who would be used to having someone step in his way.
Yeah.
And if my valorous thing is that fucking high,
and
I just ran off on a reckless thing to put me against my liege lord, I'm going to backhand you. Like,
so this is really funny. This is really funny from the perspective is, Gerin is using his just, which is a 16 for him.
Yeah.
Versus your valorous, which is 16. You are the most valorous on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's kind of like that. That does just meet, cowardly. Is that now you questioned by standing in front of him, you kind of questioned his courage. Is is he more scared of you or Sir Larick and getting in trouble?
I think he is smarter than to do what he's doing, but to be manipulated by the shenanigans of these two folks.
I'll tell you what,
Englishmen are very weird.
My character likes playing games. You want to roll for it?
Wait, what
Can I do
game are
that?
you suggesting?
So
Arm wrestling or?
I mean, that's
whoever can pick up the
A
biggest
feat of
rock.
strength, or
A feat of strength.
yes, or roll the bones. We don't need to be violent among us. That wasn't the point. It was a joke, Dane. It was a joke. Ha ha.
But we do really want to know what's in that box, though.
Nope. Do we?
I don't.
So what you're seeing is Caliard's selfish. He's more out for his own gain than anything else. So he has a 16 in selfish. So he really wants to know. He doesn't care what happens to you.
Truly, what's in that box is the possibility of waiting another year for knighthood. Do we want to wait that long? We just must deliver it. For the glory of our Lord, we must deliver it. It's a gift, for heaven's sake. Have you never...
But how would they know? It's just a box. I mean, we look inside, we see what's in there, and then we just put it back the way it was.
Have you not seen how quickly he relieves himself? Unless he's taken a giant horse shit in the woods?
You caused this, Beardsley. You encouraged him to open the box.
It was a joke! I've told you to... I won't say it on the stream, but I've told you things that you've not done because you realized it was a joke. I didn't realize you couldn't joke with a Dane. For heaven's sakes.
I've known Beorn for many years, and I know that you don't joke with a Dane.
Well, it seems to me that what I should be doing here is going and speaking to Sir Larick. You thought out what you would like to do here. He will be delayed sufficiently. If you decide to do the right thing, he will still be delayed sufficiently. Excuse me. I pat Gerin on the shoulder. On your watch, sir.
My only goal here in life is to become knighted and to carry on my father's name in a proud way. So this seems to be a reckless waste of our time, spurred on by foolishness. And I look over at Beardsley.
I'm kind of walking away at that point, and I sort of nod like you can't joke with the Dane.
I picture, Tim, that this is about honor for Gerin. This is about honor. You know that you really are the type of guy that is honorable and just. So what I would do is allow you to roll an orate to basically talk Beorn down. If you succeed in this, I'm going to give Beorn an opportunity to make another reckless roll and try not to be reckless. Using his same stat, because he's already inspired by it anyway. So giving him a second roll if you are successful at this. So if you wanted to invoke honor as your passion, that's going to give you a +2. I don't know what your orate is.
My orate's a 3.
3. So that would give you a 13
yeah.
in orate if you were to invoke your passion of honor.
It's that or take a SWAT from this giant, huh?
Probably, yeah. He's at least committed. He's at least committed to going past you.
Slappy slap.
I would like my character to back down. Please roll correctly.
I'm just trying to figure out, is it better to take the punch or to risk going crazy?
No.
Oh, that's true.
So you could basically not act just. You know what I mean? You've made your roll. You're already good. You could just decide to act differently than your character. Just say, okay, fine, it's on him. I'm just gonna let it go.
I don't know what you mean.
So the whole reason your character is kind of stepping in front of him, is a matter of your just stat. I think
there's no way I could let him open the box without.
Yeah,
so that's just not gonna.
So it's literally like if you.
So it's either we're going to wrestle here, or I have to risk my honor and try and talk him out of it.
It's like
Well, you don't have to roll versus your honor. You could roll just for free. You could just.
I could go for 3. Sure, that makes even more sense.
I mean, you're not gonna freak out if you roll 3. You know, it is what it is.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's go with the honor roll. All right, that's a 10 against the 16.
No, your honor is a 15.
I've got honor down to 16.
Yeah, 16. So 16. So you're gonna roll a 16 or less.
I did. I rolled a 10.
Perfect. So you're all good on your honor. So you now have a +10 to your orate. So your orate is 3.
Full
So that
score
now
and
gives you a
approximately
13.
12 minutes ago.
It was a 19. So
Oh,
Like-
shit.
But it wasn't a fumble. If it
it
was
wasn't
20,
a critical fail.
It was a-
That was pretty close.
so Beorn and Gerin are standing damn near chest to chest. Well, chest to face, I guess. I don't know.
Chest to
Chest to face.
Belly button to face.
And Beorn's pretty much like, well, I'm going this way, and I hope that you're not in my way when I go this way.
I start taking off my gloves. I start taking off my things, just unwrapping my hands and everything because, it's cold. So I was unwrapping everything. But I asked him if he really wants to do this final chance. No weapons.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, my orate would have been a speech about not giving up your chance at knighthood. You have an outsider's chance of knighthood, and so apparently that failed. So
Yeah. So the way it would come to this is that if you were to choose not to actually at least get in a tussle with him, you would have to roll your cowardly versus your valorous to be able to back down at this point. So that would be a 5 or less if you wanted to not tussle with him. Or who's got the highest movement? I guess that's what I would ask.
Pew!
So initiative is based off of movement. So whoever has the highest movement goes first.
Nice.
However, if your movements are identical, then it would go to whoever has the highest dex score.
If he's all right, I have a question.
Gentlemen, would it help if I just opened the box quickly?
Ooh.
no one's opening the box.
You
Actually,
shall
I
not
see you've
pass.
drawn your line in the sand. I understand.
So I'm
Just
pretty
let
sure,
him get beat up already.
I'm pretty sure that the name of this episode is going to be "What's in the Box."
What's in a box?
What's in the box?
Sorry.
All right.
All right.
So what's your movement, Steve?
I have a 3.
A 3. And Gerin, what's your movement?
3.
Awesome. Dex score?
10.
12.
So Gerin is faster than the Dane. So,
But
all right.
do I get a surprise thing because he was mid-sentence when he was trying to tell me something and failed?
no, because you were trying to go forward, but you were considering. You were like, oh, please make this roll, maybe. So unfortunately, he's expecting you to get physical. He wasn't not expecting that.
That's fine. I'm a Dane.
You guys have been friends, for a while, so you have grown up around each other. Maybe seen each other at court and stuff like that.
So this has got to be like a "there they go again" kind of thing, right? For those of us who, right?
Possibly,
oh, boy,
possibly, or it definitely will be in the future. It seems. So Tim, you're first up, dude. So it's going to be just basically a, I believe unarmed combat is like a strength score. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't expect us to get in a fist fight. That wasn't.
Neither did I. Thanks, Beardsley.
I think it's
It
based off
was
of
a
Dex,
joke.
actually.
Yeah,
For
you're
heaven's
correct,
sake.
Tyler. It is. It's based off Dex. So
What little bit I've read.
yeah, you did. That was cool. I did remember seeing it, and that is correct. So Tim, you get your Dex roll. So 12 or less to
Remind me,
to kind of pummel.
Gary.
I take a swing with a 4.
All right, nice. So that's going to be your Dex score, 10 or less, Steve.
13.
Beardsley, I got a shilling
You
on,
said a 13?
on Gerin.
So yeah, so you're standing there, and he just whops you one right in the chest, or just body punch, like it just kind of puts you down. So let's see here. How much does a punch do? I don't even know.
I think it does your damage.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does your
do I-
strength. It does your strength worth of damage. It does.
Do I roll? Do I roll for notice or?
So I roll for notice. That's great. Nice. I like it. So roll your damage there, Tim.
So that's the 4d6 I see on my paper.
It is in fact you haul off and wallop him again. So you can't do a major wound because this is just this is just light wound stuff.
14.
14 points. Boom. So he punches you for a good little thing. So how does Beorn react to getting thumped?
He comes to his senses.
Oh, he fucking
Where's this? Where's the guy where's Gerard? It's coming.
He's taking a
Break
shit.
this
He's
mess up.
taking a shit, dude. Yeah, no, you're on your own with this.
Ullo, we could have opened it up and had it closed by now.
I mean, do you want to? We still can.
Do remind
Is
me
he?
not to make any jokes
open it.
about lying with horses, because just I was walking away, I think, right?
You were going to get Sir Larick and talk to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
I mean,
hopefully he's not
if you wanna
talking
open the
shit.
box,
Fat him up.
I'm all for
You were
it.
going to go fat him up.
Does
Fat him
my
up.
does my armor or anything absorb any of this?
No, I picture you guys are hanging out, dude. You're not wearing your armor.
Yeah.
You know, you're on the road to travel. You're not wearing your armor.
My chainmail. Okay.
You don't just wear your chainmail around.
It's chafing.
You're in
That stuff's
chainmail.
heavy.
You're eating fucking breakfast. You're like, well, I mean,
there we go.
you being a Dane might wear your chainmail eating breakfast, but no.
Yeah.
You're
You
like,
never
oh,
know. Garrett's right there. Why the fuck not?
I mean, if we're going fist to fist, I'm not punching you in the chest. I'm going for the chin.
all right. Well, it's a far reach. He's up
Yeah, you
there.
gotta-
Kidding.
He's up there.
The
All right.
original-
Well,
Sure as hell not gonna hit him in his chainmail belly.
Well, no, I know you're not gonna hit him with chainmail. So he ain't wearing his armor anyway.
so that seems like a pretty
I'd
solid.
rather not.
for
I'd
14.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
He punched you for real. He ain't playing.
All right. He. So in my face, you hit me in the
Yeah,
face.
yeah. Garen,
All right,
Garen of Newton Tony don't play.
All right. I look defiant and I get hit in the
This
mouth.
is
really
like when
hard.
you're a little kid and you hit your big brother and you go, "I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding."
I get hit in the mouth and my head turns really sharp and I turn my head back and I'm smiling really broadly and there's a little bit of blood and I just start laughing and I jump and I tackle him.
If it's having lying with horses part, it gets really weird.
And
Okay.
yeah. So I would like to hit him basically. So
Okay,
like a
yeah.
tackle, hit it like a spear thing,
Yeah, you're gonna give him the Goldberg spear.
pretty much. I don't know what euphemism that is, but yeah.
All right, you go like everything. All right, yeah. So a roll.
Am I rolling 6? What?
Your dex.
Your dex.
10 or less.
6.
or
I
less.
can't.
It's like round 2 of combat now.
Yeah,
Oh,
a 3. Okay.
No,
So Gerin, the big Dane, swings at you with a solid blow.
Oh, you're not gonna like that. Oh no, I rolled an 11 and I looked at my size, which was 11, which I thought was a critical success. But I rolled an 11 on a 12.
So, what happens is Beorn, is like, okay, he starts laughing, whatever. He swings, and it's just kind of like a barely glancing blow, as Gerin kind of ducks under and just hauls off and hits him in the face the second time.
Why am I not witnessing this? That's so great.
Oh, Beorn.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I asked you if I could tackle him. Does that remove dexterity? Like, does that drop?
So
Does that?
really technically no rules for that. So if you want to dive on him instead of that, I would say that you dive on him, or you attempt to dive on him. You kind of get his arm or his leg or whatever. He just kind of scoots away.
Okay. There you go.
Tim or Gerin, are you more interested in avoiding the tackle or striking him?
I really want this all to end as quickly as possible.
You probably want to tire him out. I would think he's bigger. You're faster.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you
I,
try
I,
to-
or at least play this game long enough for the big man to come back and put an end to these fun games.
So Beorn, you get a handle of his.
But I think we've all been sort of. So I don't quite understand the night program. Would we be training together? You said there's some sort of friendship here.
So you guys are.
This is like we're not trying to kill each other, but we're also not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
We're also not pulling our punches yet.
Yeah, I mean it's honor, it's like who's the baddest, two friends having a real fight, So you guys are from different manors, so you're spread out all over Salisbury, but you still know who each other are, and you've all been together before at court and stuff like that when your family has come here, or so forth. Yeah. So Beorn kind of reaches out, grabs a hold of Gerin, and Gerin just kind of does a little spin move and kind of shakes him off. So where are you going from here, Gerin? Back to you.
I'm trying to think if I would do that. I mean, I would want to deal some damage if he's going to continue the fight.
Okay, that's fine. If you want
if he's gonna try and jam on me, I would try to get out of the way, and I'd try to bust him one again.
Okay. So you kind of spin around and swing at him again, basically. So go ahead and do another dex roll, 12 or less.
So no damage on the last one. Like that's the part I don't understand.
Well, that was up to you whether you wanted to try to avoid the blow or do damage on that.
So that's where I'm stuck. Like,
okay,
I rolled an 11. He rolled a 3 or 4. 3. Yeah. So how does that work for damage? Do we both do damage at the same time, or
no? You would, because you were successful. Okay. So So I described it as you kind of spinning out of the way. I think I misunderstood that you were willing to go ahead and commit to that.
Yeah, his decision to either hit or tackle, like other game mechanics, like that's they preclude each other. One is I'm trying to grab you and I missed, which it sounds like he did. And all right, so damage.
He didn't get a firm grip. Get a firm grip.
Do try not to hurt each other so that you look like when we go into the court, like you've been in a barroom brawl. That would be very embarrassing.
So he's standing over them, and they're like rolling around. He's like, "Oh, do try." Fucking fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. So you're 46 for your strength then damage.
Yes. That's 18 more damage.
Oh, whack! All right.
No, don't fight that guy.
How many hit points do you have?
I'm really confused by this because how in God's name are you hitting me with the same force that you would hit me with your sword?
Because it uses your strength.
Yeah, it uses your strength. The sword adds a little bit to your strength.
The sword adds 1d6.
Yeah.
So the difference is like he's not gonna do a major wound to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like no matter how much damage he does, only 33.
Yeah, I have 33 hit points.
Okay, so basically he knocks you out.
I just paused for a second. I did not see that coming.
That's
wow. So basically, you would go below your unconscious, and you would get knocked out. So now you would have maybe some slight bruising or something like that, like when you wake up. But you're not gonna like be suffering damage that's gonna cause you to get murdered by a boar or something like that.
You guys can carry me.
This is the tussle.
Exactly.
Carry me. Quick, wake him up. I'll give him some first aid. I'm not carrying this guy.
I'll come over and do what we always do when somebody's unconscious: is give them a little bit of wine, and that sort of thing. Prop them up against something.
Yeah.
Give them time to wake up.
I have to admit, I did not see that coming.
I hoped it would happen. I did not see it either.
I did not see that coming whatsoever.
That was a good test of the combat system,
So-
though. I know it
And
now.
knowing
Thank
that
you,
he
Steve,
has
and Tim.
a bastard child with one of my cousins, that felt
Oh,
particularly good.
yeah, I forgot about that. Like, you remember her?
That was a just way of taking out a little bit of revenge.
That is amazing. I forgot about the bonds.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Oh, I'm actually tearing up against that. That's good. That's rich, for sure. So I think if Gerin becomes knighted or whatever, I think he may be known as Sir Gerin the Dane Dropper.
Oh, that is if anyone tells anyone, and it
If anyone
won't,
tells
I
anyone.
don't think
won't
I-
be me.
That would not be very
Won't be me.
honorable.
No,
That would be
I-
modest. at all.
I have no ill will towards Beorn being tricked by these nitwits that are traveling with us.
But, however, Gerin does have only a 7 in modesty. He's very proud.
Oh shit!
true.
Yeah,
It
that makes it hard.
may be a time when stories have to be told.
Couple flagons of wine, and he's like,
Couple flagons of wine.
I once knocked out BR.
yeah.
Once.
It's
Once,
a rumor.
only once.
It's a vicious
Every
Like
rumor.
dog
Johnny-
has its day.
Johnny dangerously when he's like, my mother. called
I
me
picture
a
the scoreboard though on a castle wall somewhere. There's like one hash mark, and then on Beorn's wall it's like no slash with our names over each set. Like yeah, I've got them all.
All right.
That's great.
So after that, Sir Larick comes back, and by the time Sir Larick comes back, and Beardsley has talked to him thoroughly, and he's like, "Yes, enough already of your babbling." Then,
Yes, my lord.
and he goes back, and Beorn's kind of like propped up on a log, just kind of like like.
And I picture like
shaking
as
his
we
head a
walk
little
up,
bit.
I'd be like, as I was trying to tell you, they were doing combat exercises like you suggested we do to while away our time. I smile, like looking at them, like don't.
Yes, combat exercises.
Yes, correct. Just the usual 5 men wrestling in the middle of the day. Nothing odd about that.
And so interesting turn of events there, and I'm sure we've fumbled through some of that, but we'll get better at it.
That's great.
Well, the box is safe.
I love Gerin. I love the level of honor there. He's like, no, fuck you, no,
That
don't open that box. I love
justness,
that.
dude. He's like,
Yeah,
no,
that's good.
no.
This is gonna be a
But-
problem, man. My stat doesn't go down.
Yeah, Bjorn's like, dude, like I'm reckless. I'm like, yeah, this shit happens. So, and then you got Caliard, the selfish guy that only gives a shit about himself over there, just egging it on. Like, come on, man, they're not gonna care.
It's gonna make my life miserable.
Oh, God, it's so funny. All right, so yeah, you guys managed to get to Tewksbury, and you make your way there to the castle that is there. It is almost to Gloucester. It's on the Shugale's border. The fringes of the Dean Forest is what Sir Larick tells you. Anybody who has fairy lore
Yeah, a little bit of that.
can make a roll.
Well, a very little bit of
You
that.
should use one of your passions.
Yeah, to give me 11. I've only
Oh,
got
fairy.
a going.
So I got a 5 on the die. My favorite was 5.
Yeah, I got a 4 of 1, so I have no idea.
And I got a 4 out of 2.
4-1.
Does meeting it succeed?
That's a critical success.
Okay.
Actually, because you meet the number. That's exactly what you needed
Okay.
to roll. So that's a critical success. What did you say you rolled, Beorn? I'm sorry.
Oh, I rolled a 4.
A 4. And what's your stat?
2.
A 2. Okay. So Tyler, you rolled a 5.
Yes.
Okay. So Ullo is like, you've heard of it before. The Dean Forest is supposed to be the border to the realm of fairy.
Oh.
It's a very pagan forest that is known in Britain to those who know. Of course, not to those terrible Christians.
I would flaunt my knowledge proudly.
Oh, I would cross myself. An accursed wood, just what we need. Lord Bertheth.
I'm pagan, so I would probably look at Ullo with newfound respect and look excited to hear about this. So.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm intrigued. I can go be reckless and run off into the woods.
I can tear off all of my clothes
And
and
then
beat
you
the
got
shit out of the trees.
Look at all the places I can try to bury Gerin.
Ullo, you don't happen to have anyone from, that side who happens to be a member of your family, considering the height and all.
We mustn't jest about the Fae. You know not what they're capable of. Let's just...
Well, I've never seen one. Have you?
No, and that's why we're still alive.
I hear they have small tails.
Perhaps they do.
Oh man! Wow.
I just you see my eyes just narrow at you a little bit.
Wow. That's great.
But it was cold that day, right?
Jesus
Caliard?
Shrinkage.
Yes, of course.
Sure.
Sometimes you just don't have control over certain things.
And I say, tell me about it, and I glance at Garrett and sort of shake my head and go back to them.
Okay. So you are greeted by Sir Gerard and several of the household knights here. Several knights of the household that you're introduced to actually before you meet Sir Gerard is Sir Tomic, Sir Eleanor, and Sir Cavan.
Byron, I picture there's this moment as we're walking up to the gate where all the shenanigans and talking and stuff just dissolves. And we're suddenly like, all right, we're on. Like, put your makeup on, Dane. Get rid of that
Sir Larick kind of looks back at you and he says, remember, boys, best behavior. You're representing Sir Roderick here.
Aye, my lord. What's that? Could you give me those names again? Sir who? Sir
Tomic.
Tomic, T-O-M-I-C-K or something?
T-O-M-I-K.
And Eleanor.
Sir Eleanor.
Got it.
E-L-I-N-O-R-E. And Sir Cavan. It's basically C-A-V-E-N.
Okay.
I spelled all those wrong.
Yeah.
That's right.
Me too at first. I was like,
Yeah.
Sir Dr. What?
Yes. So they show you to some quarters. And they basically tell you to freshen up. Pretty much being that none of you are actual knights, you guys will be able to sleep in one of the basically the peasants' quarters. So they make the peasants move out and give you their quarters for the day.
I picture this moment, Byron, where one of the peasants is walking out, right? And they've got their blankie or something, like, and I kind of reach out and just sort of snatch it while no one's looking and just kind of stare at them. It's cold. I must stay warm. And smile.
You like the peasants like it. I like it.
I'll wind up with like herpes or fleas or something, but I'm doing it. Yeah.
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 It's like I'd almost much rather use a horse blanket. Who knows what you'll catch from that?
Feel itchy from Garrett's cousin.
Well.
Now I just can't help but wonder what was actually in that box.
I know. What do you suppose it is? What could it be, this gift? Listen, please. I'm so sorry. I was truly kidding, patting you on your chest, Beorn. You must understand British humor. It's very dry. It's very dry.
Oh, well, apology accepted, Beardsley. Apology accepted.
I wasn't apologizing to you. I was apologizing to... I got them in another conflict. And it ended with this lump on his head. Do you see the size of that thing? It's quite a wallop. Well done. Well done.
So it is almost 11. So you guys able to play a little bit longer?
I have no ceiling. I got time, so whatever works for you guys.
I got time.
I got time.
I don't want to bail, but I am also 53 years old and don't want to stay up until 2. So
No, you're
No,
okay.
not till 2.
I was thinking no more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
Okay. All right. So, because like anything I run, this is going to be like episode 7, and we're still going to be playing the same scenario.
Yeah. It took 2 hours for me to get my ass whooped like Garrett.
You guys are just too fucking awesome.
I think we should just leave on a high note. Good night, guys.
No, fast guy. Why did no one tell me dexterity was important?
None of us did until after we made our characters.
It's only important. It's only important if you're gonna fight with your bare hands. I didn't know you were gonna like start tackling people and shit. I thought you were gonna like
I
fight
didn't
with
know
an
either.
axe. Fight with an axe like a real man.
Beorn, I've only rolled good 2 times in my life.
Both for today.
And they were both today.
Yeah. I picture there's like we're in a circle, sort of just kind of like talking about what happened and laughing.
Yeah.
And like joking with each other about it, like, why could that not have been me? Remember the time that I
you
hit
would have
you?
got beat up.
No. Remember the time, Beorn, I hit you in the head with a shovel, and you just laughed at me like I. What? Where's the weak spot? You got to tell me, Gerin. Where is it? Is it? Oh, yeah, I see it. It's right that lump right there in the top. Kind of like just staying up late and laughing, kind of thing, until you know.
Yeah, yes, I remember this one time we were what was it, 14, 15, and we were playing next to the river, and then you almost drowned me. You really don't know how to hold back. It's like you were holding me under the water like you thought I could breathe.
You were speaking to me, or
I thought you were Christian. Isn't that just a baptism?
What are you doing trying to fight him? I learned a long time ago. He's much bigger than you.
No, he was only a little bit big.
Okay, so yeah, you guys, settle into your quarters, and Sir Larick says to you that there will be a dinner, and that you are required to attend, of course, and to get yourselves cleaned up. And he reminds you again to be on your best behavior, and he kind of looks at Beorn sternly.
I can't help but think that I would be participating in getting cleaned up, thinking I cannot. This is one day closer to never having to be in a shithole like this again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Byron, is this a place that have we frequented here before? Or is this our first time ever being?
No, this is your first time being at Tewksbury.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is, like I said before, Sir Gerard of Tewkesbury is the Earl. So he's like another Earl along with Earl Roderick. It just happens to be Earl Roderick's brother-in-law. So, so the hall settles down. Everybody kind of finds their seats as you guys come in for dinner. Earl Gerhard and his family enter, take their places. The Earl and his lady are accompanied by their 3 sons. Rune, who is 21, He will also be. He's going to be knighted this weekend. And then Giles and Bryant, who are somewhere around the 12-13 mark. And his two beautiful daughters, Marad, who is 17 years old, and Alice, who is 18. It is a good feast with plenty of rich food. You guys are sat at the high table, being guests of Sir Gerard. So you guys all are basically, you see the long high table. Basically, you're sitting on one side.
Are we in a group, kind of like the guests way over there, kind of end to end, or are we
No, you guys are at the high table with Sir Gerard.
But are we
with,
grouped at our
Earl.
table? So you got a long table. Are
Yeah,
we?
yeah,
like,
you guys are
okay,
grouped together.
Got it. Okay, we're not like next to the pretty girls or whatever.
No, no,
We'd
they're
be across from
over
them?
there.
Are there any girls? I want to do them.
No, we're gonna say we're gonna say the high table is like a V shape with Gerard at the center, so you can kind of look across and and see them. There are also so the knights of the household are here. In addition to that, there are two other ladies that are seated at the high table. There is Lady Karse, who looks to be around 20 years old. She is in charge of Donnington Manor. And Lady Lila, who looks to be around 22. And she has the manor Silbury Hill. It is well known that Lady Lila's husband was killed with Sir Uther when Uther Pendragon was killed.
Interesting.
So she has quite a bit of glory established from her family.
And a fantastic estate at that, aye?
And a fantastic estate. Yes.
Few
She is
tracts
considered
of
rich.
land.
I'm sorry, Steve?
I was saying there's huge tracts of land.
Oh, yes,
I'm-
huge tracts of land. Sorry, it kind of cut off when you were speaking, so I want to make sure.
Oh,
That was
it's
a
'cause I was
radio.
second guessing the.
That was
why
a
I
radio
did that.
edit.
Is it considered good form to kind of like move around during the feast, or to stay at our basically assigned positions?
So currently you're probably better off to stay where you are. That would kind of be a hospitality role. To see, or what would it be, like etiquette? I think here. I don't have a character sheet directly in front of me. All right, cool. I'm
See,
gonna
is there an etiquette?
put a bunch of my stuff on the floor. Then
So
I'll-
Byron,
There's-
I have a question too. As you're
yeah.
looking that up, is there a
courtesy?
yeah,
Okay.
courtesy. That's exactly what it would be.
Oh shit, yeah. Is there a case where I could activate not hospitality? I'm trying to figure out a way to buff my flirting with either
Stick by me, friend.
Lila or Karse.
Being your Ullo, yeah, that would.
I actually got a crit success on the courtesy.
Nice.
So-
Yeah, so you know exactly what Earl Gerhard's rules and stuff are. You're very familiar.
Stay fucking stupid.
So I think maybe we're following. Maybe we're following his lead, right? Like we're all kind of thinking our own. He's like, no, listen, like giving us a down low or whatever.
Yeah, I, because you guys are all my friends, I would be like, I would help you guys out whenever I thought you guys were doing even something that was mildly discourteous, because we're all on.
So you probably have to continually like elbow Ullo as he begins to overdrink and overeat. He's very indulgent, so he's very much into eating
Yeah.
and drinking.
Like, put it back for tonight, for real. Can't have you going after one of those high ladies in waiting.
But we can.
But
We must not leave them
It's
waiting.
like we can't have a repeat of that one party.
Right, Garrett?
I didn't know she was married.
Oh yes, that man she walked in with was. You figured he was just he was just her escort for the evening.
Of course.
But Calaric, I beg you, an introduction to the Lady Karth, perhaps? Please. She looks like the type that would like to dance when the music begins.
That could be arranged.
Of course.
Given
I have a one in dancing. That's a great idea.
given Beardsley's skill in dancing, I can't wait to see this. This has got to be
So the Earl,
this has got to be a fan favorite for all of us.
the Earl basically says, yes, all of my honored guests who are here to help celebrate Rune's birthday and also his quest for knighthood. And I hear there are others who come forth from the south to my great brother-in-law, Sir Roderick's lands, led by Sir Larick. The young men of that realm also seek knighthood. May they win favor and glory and be knighted themselves on this fair morrow.
We say, are we allowed to give a hear kind
Yes.
of cheer?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
he says,
Raised glasses and
perhaps one of these fine guests should honor us with a song or performance.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Yep.
I'll stand up and I'll be like, I would be delighted.
We would know. Are you a gifted singer?
You're about to find out.
We would have to know.
I'm a gifted orator.
Okay, so you're a performer of some kind. Yeah.
Yes, not a performer in the traditional sense.
Yeah. So I think there's the. Is there a harp around?
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
Sir,
absolutely.
can I get a little drum?
I
play
think I wink at Calaric, and I head over to the harp.
I whisper to you. It's like, hey, I called it first.
No.
You guys go second.
I have your back. Your words have never sounded so beautiful as on top of my harp, and I don't mean that in like a.
Hey, I'm like, oh, I see. I like it. You're a good man.
Some days I am. I smile. I head over, and I think I'm gonna, along with his pretty oration. And I will bow.
A whole group of these
Yeah.
We're
I
all
will-
talented.
I will
are
bow.
talented in the ways of the land. Salisbury obviously produces those of great talent.
I would bow to first, of course, our guest or our host, and then to our lord, or not our lord, our knight that we're serving, and then I would turn with a special bow to my lady Karth, and wink, and then I'm gonna sit down at the.
Don't
harp
forget to glance at Larick, who's giving you the "Don't mess this up, kid."
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Larick was my second bow. So our
So
that's like our shit.
Beardsley, why don't you give me a flirting roll?
Okay, so
Wink at her while you're doing it. Wink at her.
With both eyes.
okay.
Use both eyes.
That's creepy as fuck. So I think here's what I think, Byron. I think I want to invoke. If I could do it for both this whole occasion, I want to invoke fealty, because like I really want to represent him here, and hopefully this will give me a little to flirt. But I want to play more than anything. I want to play the harp for for Calaric. But okay, so I'm gonna.
So
invoke.
I would say that. Knowing you for you and what you're good at here. Let's see here, generous or selfish? You're pretty generous.
I am.
So I would say there's not much of a role there to see if you would be generous to let Caliard really take the lead.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is just about. It's more about having more of us there. We've got Ullo, we got me, we got Caliard. Sucker MCs represent.
So I would say 15 or less to invoke the passion of your loyalty to your lord.
I rolled an 8.
An 8. That's
Yes.
a solid roll.
Yeah.
So so that's going to give you a plus 10 on your
Harping.
roll.
Harping or flirting or both.
For harp. Because you're generous, so you're gonna
Okay.
play more to the harp side of things than
Yeah.
the other.
And then hopefully my harping is good enough, and she loves harp, and I'll be like, yo, I'm a harpist. I play in Calaric's band. Okay, let me roll for harp.
So
Shit.
what we're gonna do is, what'd you roll?
A 6 against
A 6?
16 or no 13. A 6 against 13.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a plus 7 to your flirting, and whatever the difference there was, I'm gonna allow that to be the addition to your flirting.
Okay, so 7. My flirting's not all that great, is it? It's a 10. Okay, come on, girl. No, sorry. Missed it by 1. So sorry.
Yeah, so you do like this best wink as you're sitting down at the harp, and what you don't realize is that your face is right in front of the harp when you wink at her, and so she doesn't see you wink at her.
But I don't know that. So
one-eyed stare.
You're
so I'm
trying
like
to look
this. I'm like
yeah,
this.
you're trying to look all cool as you sit down at the harp, and you don't realize that the harp is between.
I got to role play this, Byron. So I sit down, and I'm just kind of like, I'm looking at her. I'm like, yo, girl. I'm like. Calories got this from here on out. I'm getting married and I'm gonna reproduce. What's up? Like that. Yeah.
All right, Ullo. So you got a little drum. You got a little.
I got a little drum. I'm trying to do it from the perspective of I'm trying to honor my people in the way. I'm trying to evoke that passion.
Love of family.
And yeah. And show that we're not complete savages.
Okay. So don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up. I got an 8.
Who?
All right. So your
my
love of
13.
family is 13. So you're good there. So it gives you a plus 10 to your drumming.
All right.
Does anyone have anything in singing?
That's what Caliard has.
Yeah. He's about to just.
I got a natural 1. As horrible as that sounds.
So a
drum.
1 is just is just a success. So equal to or less. Yeah. So it's the worst.
Never
success
fails,
you
no
could-
matter what game we're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, these are totally different dice.
Oh yeah. I got one.
I
It's
picture
not a critical success though.
like the drums kind of start out a little.
Drum
Like the
for your
drums sort
people?
of start out a little, dun, 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 and then a little harp. Like there's a dun, dun, with
I
the
picture
cadence.
Ullo saying something like, "I will give you like the sound of my people."
Yeah, and as this, and I'm all like,
I'll like flirt with one of the guy's daughters. I'll like kind of wink at her, knowing that what's his name was trying to flirt with Alice. Or
You delightful perv.
So
The best part now is nothing good can happen from Callard's roll because beautiful music playing, the drums going.
Right?
So Tyler, unfortunately, Lady Kars and Lady Lila are kind of racist in a way.
Oh, that's.
They're more.
I wasn't talking about either of them. I was talking about the guy's daughters.
yeah. So
Ooh.
the young ones.
Bold move.
Oh dear, Murad and Alex.
So,
no, not you. Excuse me. You.
So
We have the same height.
the 17 or the 18-year-old?
Yes.
Murad or Alice?
Which one's prettier?
Together they're 35.
Alice.
Better
Alice.
yet,
Alice.
you're 4 feet tall. Which
18-year-old
one's not too
practically
tall
spins
for you? Like,
So you're only gonna suffer. You're only gonna suffer a -2. So
that'll give me a 21. So
Yeah, but that'll
don't
get
you have
you.
a 20? Don't you have a 22?
I have 23.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we'll say a minus 4. That gives you a 19.
He's gonna
I
bang
rolled
everybody.
a 10, so that'll make it.
Yeah. So good enough. So yes, you gain a little brownie point. You're like,
Just kind of move with the
Kind
sound of the music
shake
as
your
I look at
shake
her.
your little Jason Momoa hair, even though you're about as tall as Danny DeVito.
If Jason Momoa was Danny DeVito's height, that's
No,
what I was.
it's
That's
Jason
what he looked
Momoa's
like.
head on Danny DeVito's body.
Jason Momoa was 4'9" and 90 pounds. That's
He's
what
like
I was
Jason Lesoa.
Yeah,
Like-
from
Jason Momoa.
from Hobbiton. Filthy
Jason
hell.
Lesmoa. All right, so yeah, Caliard gets up and decides to give it his glory. He's got 2 wonderful accompanists that are promoting him. So I think that's worthy of a +3
Oh man.
to your orate.
No, am I just going over? I'm just going with orate and not passion, because I know some.
So you can invoke your passion if you would like. Is this? So my question is though, is that your passion for your lord is? Let's see here. So your passion for your lord is 15.
but my
However, your selfish is 16.
Oh, so make it all about you. Outdo us.
So I
Yeah.
would question whether or not you would truly be able to make it about your lord and not about you.
my intent is actually to make it about my great grandfather, who, if you recall, is remarkably famous.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would give it to you. I would not make you make a roll with that. Yeah, you're gearing it towards your family, and you're telling a story that's about you. It's about you and how you've descended from that great stock.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. So it fits in with
Yeah.
the selfishness.
Okay, yeah. I like it.
Because I'm well aware I haven't done enough. So it's like talking about myself seems like, wow, that's super.
Yes,
huge.
but even your minimal accomplishments are greater than the average.
Exactly. That's what I keep trying to tell people. Okay, so I would roll my family passion then, or orator.
So you roll your family passion, which is fucking 18.
Holy
Woo!
shit. Well done.
It's all about love of the family, baby.
Don't
I'm
fuck that
trying,
up.
but hopefully that +3 still stands, because I rolled a 20. I have to roll under.
So
So-
yeah, so basically what happens is you have an 18, and so you're going to get a +3, which is going to take you to a 21. You rolled a natural 20, so that's going to be a critical success.
Oh.
Because anything above 20 and 20 is always a crit.
Oh shit! Okay, I didn't know that. So
What?
Yeah.
He's got like the top 20 of bard shit for that year. That's
Yeah,
good.
so you know the story well because you recite it. Your family is all about it. You have to read your family's diary like daily of all the greatness of the things. That kind of like Arya Stark of all the people she's gonna kill. You have to recall all the family honor things that your family has done every morning or every night before you go to bed.
So I didn't quite understand how that went down. I thought you had to get below
Yeah,
the number
I
you
thought
were
so
going
too.
for.
So you do. So he has an 18 to start with, but I gave him a +3 due to Ullo.
Oh, so you're
and-
raising his
three
target.
didn't go to
I
his
got it.
roll, So
Yeah,
he needed
Correct.
to get below a 21.
Got it.
Correct. Yeah, it adds to the stat, and then he rolls.
I got it.
Yep.
Very good.
So if he would have had a 15, that would have raised the stat to 18, and then if he'd have rolled an 18, that would have been a critical success.
Right. And then 19
Yeah.
would have been
A
bad
failure.
news.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, yep. Good question. All right. So yeah, you spiel it out. Oh well, go ahead and give me that orate with a plus, basically 13 because +10 for your family, +3 for.
I kind of glance over at Ullo while he's, orating, and I'm just
So,
looking at him like, man, this is going to be, it's the long version. Like, this is the full
No,
version.
it is the long version. I rolled a 7 on the die, and so I guess it'd be a 20 if I add the 13.
No, you're adding the 13.
You add 13 to the
back,
scale and roll. You want to roll.
and then roll it out.
Oh shit! Then it'd be like 7 out of 22.
Okay, yeah. So 7. So yeah, you're solid, dude. You sing a very very good song. Yeah.
It's a story. It's orated.
Yeah, it's like
not
yeah.
sing.
Yeah, well, a story, whatever. So yeah, so
with some music.
Don't you have a very
Yeah,
musical
don't-
voice though?
Hey, listen, don't whatever,
Dude,
Caliard.
my voice is
This is
melodic.
important.
See, so it's kind of like singing because your voice is just that nice. Oh,
Right.
I'm like, okay, it is the long version. I like this. So I like
all right.
this.
So I'm gonna take a momentary pee break, and then we'll finish up here in the next 15 minutes. Here.
Nice.
One sec.
I love the level of dysfunction that we began with, but it starts to kind of like, okay, like
I'm gonna do the same too.
All right. So while Garrett's gone, I stab him in the face.
this is in
Wait
D&D.
a second.
You know?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He's like standing at the urinal. There's probably oh shit, no, not on the book. Come on now. Okay, good. Hey, hats off to Chaosium for having properly like waxed pages and avoiding
Did you already spill some on your butt?
already. Come on now. Like
I'm never gonna wipe. Oh, I thought it was a bathroom thing. I thought it was.
I'm that dude on eBay that's like, I mean, it's got
Gently
some minor.
used. It's got like red stains
Yeah.
all over it from wine.
I only threw up on it and/or in it. What I love about this, it's a most systems only address the mechanic of combat and like actions and whatever role play. There's not a whole lot of governance, so you can fall in and out of character motivation. I love what they've done here. I really do. It's hard to get your head around for Byron to, because you hear the narrative and you're like, ooh, I do this, and Byron's like, maybe not. Roll, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
It's
I
really
like it.
weird to try to look at him and be like, all right, this is how he feels. This is how
Yeah.
my character thinks and feels. So I have to get more into that than normal.
Yeah, and the idea of letting the dice represent, because with the balance there, like letting the dice represent the likelihood of him making one choice. So they're like the Dane. I love that of like, I'm gonna fuck you up. But then it's
I don't think that I can. I mean, me personally, I don't want my character to do that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to get in a fight and potentially ruin this, but my character would absolutely do that based on that role.
yeah.
And I'm gonna get a massive problem if I don't. I don't know why I paired high valor with high reckless. That seems like pretty shit call.
Because
but-
you're gonna go after it no matter what. But what I like though, Steve, is like Among
That's what
Us.
makes it fun.
Byron made a great
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Byron made a really good point, which was Among Us, like that level of conflict is okay. We're gonna fist fight now, and then one of us is going to sleep for a minute. It's never like we grew up together, kinda. We're after the same
Yeah.
things. Maybe there's some shit that divides us later, but like right now, you know, like I dig it. Like you guys slugged it out. He got a lucky shot and knocked your ass out, which gives us a story to tell later. I dig it.
Yeah.
I think it's
well,
fantastic.
and that's something to where I would like at some point during this dinner to raise a glass to Garrett. You know, like between he and I, just be like. you know,
I think that's just because
Yeah.
we're up there being like, you know, we're sort of being like dandies and doing our music stuff, or you know, backing his oration, and you two are like, yeah, like,
you're like,
yeah.
You're like, you're lucky. I know. Shut up. I'm like, yeah.
So far this episode though, guys, and Byron, kick back in when you're ready. But this is, I'm going with don't joke with Danes. Like,
Yeah.
that's it so far. Don't joke with Danes. Just don't do it.
What's in the box was pretty good.
Also,
That's also
Tim,
not
what
bad.
you're
It
eating
Really
looks like
kicked
my
off the
dinner.
whole thing.
I like what's in
Yeah.
the box for sure too. That's good
I
too.
also
the
like
box.
Gerin eats a Danish for breakfast.
That's a lot of
Or
words
Danish,
to fit on a.
Danish breakfast.
Gerin eats the Danish breakfast. Also like that.
How about pickled sausage and bear claws?
And Red Bull. Sit down with some Red Bull. Excellent. Sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Okay. So yeah, you guys do well in your little thing. So are you like officially like going to make a big deal out of giving Garrett the toast there, or Steve?
What's the response to his oration, by the way? Just so I can
No.
picture it. Like,
No, absolutely not. This would be something that I would just I'm at the table and I would sort of try to diffuse whatever bullshit is potentially still lingering because my face hurts. But
So he
a
doesn't
couple
do it
drinks
again.
and you're like, fuck, that was a good shot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But next time,
skull.
Yeah.
I
would
knew
be
you-
I would totally be receptive to that, and would be a good hearty handshake and no hard feelings.
Yeah, he was ugly, but once you beat him up, he gets even worse.
I really am waiting for this kid to open the box though, so that the
Oh,
Yeah.
that's probably.
Did you come up when you went to the bathroom? Did you come up with something
Yeah.
good?
It's just fucking,
Have you seen Hellraiser? Here it
No,
comes.
it's gonna be like terrible. It's gonna be like the worst thing ever. So
It sounds like a demon's gonna pop out of the box
What,
and kill him. This is
Byron?
gonna be our
Just
fault.
so I get it, like
we have
what's
such things to show you.
what's
So,
their response? Are they? Is the broader group, as I'm kind of watching, and he's walking around and addressing the crowd and doing what he does when he's talking a lot, like? How are they reacting? Are they like really into it? Do they all clap, or is it they're just like, oh, okay,
everybody's into it. Yeah, you guys did an awesome performance, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody is very receptive to it, and there'll be some benefits to that.
Yeah.
At a later time.
I think I feel like my character's moved by this one in particular. Like, I'm kind of in my head just, this, God, again, really? And then I'm like, wow, he does, like, he feels, oh, it's so beautiful. And yeah, like, and everybody's clapping. There's this moment where we're all like, man, you're kind of a handful, but your grandparents are cool. Whatever.
They were fantastic heroes.
Right. So yeah. So you guys, dinner is had, and gifts are given out, exchanged.
What's
Sir
in the
Larick-
box?
Sir Larick says that he has a gift for Rune for his birthday,
Oh, boy.
and he thinks that it would be a very appropriate gift. It is actually so it was a sword that was carried into one of the battles by Arthur Pendragon, and it was granted to Sir Roderick on his when he was knighted, and Sir Roderick is handing it over to Rune.
I am
so
so
that-
fucking jealous right now. I'm like shitting. As every word, like it's visible. I'm just like, the colors leaving my face. Our Lord gave this fucking whelp. I'm okay. Shh.
So it's even worse because when he opens it and he tells him, Rune just kind of reaches out and snatches it out of the fucking box. And he's like, yes, finally, I can bring further glory to this house. And he's a complete tool bag, swinging the sword around. And it's like he swings and he hits the table with it, knocks over some goblets and shit like that.
Oh.
You realize he just does not have like that level of tact and everything that he should.
I look to each of them. I look to each of them for some stability. Like I'm looking at I don't look to the Dane because the Dane's probably already charging him or something. But I'm like looking at Gerin and Caliard.
Probably not in the Lord's house. He's probably not. That would be a very breach of hospitality.
Have you met him?
I glance over at Garrett and I grab his napkin and throw it on the floor. Does he stop me from looking in the box?
What were you gonna do? Steal it?
Yeah, it wouldn't be noticeable who had it at all.
Yeah. Here's this empty box you're carrying around a shiny new sword.
Here's a great Danish axe.
Yeah. Oh, the one.
Just trade that shit out.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get that, and so the feast part of the evening is over. They begin to push the tables back. Everything's cleared. They push the tables back out of the way for the dance, and Sir Gerard, the Earl, says something to Caliard. He says, that was such a great and glorious story that you told of your family and their honor, and I am proud to have you grace these halls, and as a result, I give you the first dance with whichever one of my daughters you would like to dance with.
Oh man, holy shit! I just bow my head. It's such an honor. Okay, daughter. So geez. Okay, so we have his daughters are
Murad and
was it
Alice.
Taurus, Lady Lily.
Murad and Murad and Alice.
Yep.
Okay.
Alice is the older. Alice is the older of the two. Murad's is 17. Alice is 18.
Yep, 17 and 18.
Get a dance with Rune, probably. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I put a.
I will dance with I will dance with Lady Alice.
Okay. So yeah, you get first dance. She of course accepts, and you guys have a wonderful time dancing into the evening. Sir Gerard, Earl Gerard, basically at the end of the dance, he basically says that he would offer any of you who would like to stand vigil in the church with his son, Rune, overnight to pray for glory in the hunt and also his knighthood, and your knighthood perhaps. He would, give you that honor of standing vigil with them.
I would not sleep a moment in the presence of someone who bears our Lord's heirloom legacy. I'm honored.
And he says, I must ask, though, if tomorrow you all could keep an eye on Rune. He is known to be a little reckless sometimes, and if you could keep him under heel somewhat. And not let any harm, of course, come to him, so that it would be a great step in the right direction towards you all achieving your own knighthood.
With your gracious hospitality, there's certainly no way that any of us would allow a single drop of your son's blood to be spilt, my lord.
That is, of course, not to indicate that he is not capable on his own, but having good friends.
Yes, that's what he said.
Is always necessary.
Yes.
Yes, good, responsible friends.
And so with that, we're going to end the stream. That's going to be it for the night.
Holy
Beorn's like, give me that fucking sword.
I was gonna say I could just see how the next episode opens with Beardsley telling him, "Hey, I think he took that sword. You should get it back."
Ladies and gentlemen,
what's in his chest cavity?
Sorry, this wasn't live.
I don't know. Let's open it and find out.
Sorry, this wasn't appropriately live. We had some schedule glitches, but I'm gonna just compliment my fellow players. Like, I can picture your characters, and I think, wow, this is gonna be really, really cool and dramatic. And honestly, to the folks who did this system is cool. I've never been governed in my roleplay before, and I love it. Byron, hats off to putting this together. We're gonna end the stream.
No problem, man.
Right.